What's going on, everybody? Late one tonight. Had a little bit of late work going on. So I want to do a video tonight. I rarely do these. Maybe have done two or three in total. But I want to talk about, given how crazy the Pokemon market is right now, what I'm focusing on, what I'm buying, what I'm kind of interested in leaning in. And obviously, Destin Rivals is a new hot thing. It's pretty pricey. If you want it, you want to rip it. The value of the cards inside the box are going to support the box price. And the fact that not sure it's going to get shredded as much as it would if it was a $150 box. There may not be as much supply of singles as what we normally see in the set. But that's not what this video is about. This video is about, what am I focusing on? Black and white. We'll see what happens. Not super interested, but I'm going to go through these and we're going to take them one at a time. So the early first, call it 18 months of Scarlet and Violet, I think there's a huge opportunity here. Now, the odds of these getting reprinted, not super high, but they could get reprinted. So I have purposely left out Paldea Evolved and Obsidian Flames. I think right now they're just overpriced. Paldea Evolved just went from 225 to north of 300. Obsidian Flames, the booster box, is almost worth what the entire set's worth. I'll pass. I just don't think there's enough relative value in either one of those plays. But the big ones, SV Base, almost certain to not get reprinted. Paradox Rift, a high degree of confidence it won't get reprinted. And the reason I say that is we got a pretty sizable reprint or a restock from an overprint in the initial print run back in October. And, a lot of people mentioned that, they cut deals to buy Paradox Rift. Distro was selling these $85 a box in the South. So it was full on dump to the point where Distro was just trying to get their money and their liquidity out of it. So I know there's a lot of boxes out there, but north of $1,300 a case, there's still upside, because as these products dry up and go out of print, they're going to be the next boxes to move to $300-$400. And I think the one kicker effect that nobody's factored in yet is, as these go out of print, the amount of live product is going to be significantly less than what it was with Sword and Shield, just quite simply because of the rip and shippers, which adds to the rarity. Now, I have two other sets in here, Temporal Forces and Stellar Crown. And there have been some folks that have talked about a Stellar Crown reprint, and then they backed off of that. And then people have talked about a Temporal Forces reprint, and then they backed off of that. We did see more Temporal Forces come to market last December. I know because I got some from two of my distributors. Was not well publicized because, quite honestly, nobody gives a shit about Temporal Forces, which is why I love it. That being said, if we do see some additional stock for Temporal and Stellar, it could very well be from the UK, from some of the stock that's over there. I know a lot of these, I believe both boxes are still in stock at Pokemon Center over there, but the markets in Europe are far less on fire than what they are here. And the consumer over there is far less willing to throw $200+ or even, MSRP, if you will, 160, whatever it is, 155 euro, whatever the hell it is, at a box. So the product doesn't move the same way. And each one of these individual countries has its own little, ecosystem and economy of Pokemon, which is super fascinating. That's for another day. So Stellar and Temporal's getting long in the tooth. That was the March set, so that's over a year old. Now, doesn't rotate out until for another year and a half. Actually, 2 years. But I don't see it getting reprinted in a significant way. Same with Stellar Crown. I mean, it's moving. I could see, again, a second wave coming out with product moving around, but I don't think it's going to impact the box price. And, these are sets where it doesn't make any sense for the Pokemon company to go and print 250,000 boxes and throw them on the market and then just absolutely annihilate them. Because even though the price of the boxes is inflated, there's no middle ground. You're either going to trickle a little bit in, and it's going to have no impact, or you're going to trickle a lot in, and you're going to absolutely, you know, smash the price for the next 2.5 years. So I'm guessing that they probably don't get reprinted. And then, Stellar's obviously only 9 months old at this point. Holy shit, it's almost June already. So that's the Scarlet and Violet booster box thing. So I want to go to the next guy here, everybody's favorite, Shrouded Fable. So there's still a ton of this product out there. And when you think about specialty sets, specialty sets get printed heavily, extremely heavily. So this set was printed super heavy, and it was everywhere, and it's still everywhere now. The supply is very slowly starting to dry up, and that's why I think it's time to start accumulating ETBs, booster bundles. I made a couple calls today for ETBs, but the problem is they were $31 from distro. There's really not a whole lot of deals right now. They're selling the market ask is $57. If I could get them at 40 to 45, I'd probably buy a pallet of them if I could, just because I don't think it's going to get reprinted. We're coming up to the 1 year anniversary. It's just going to sit there, and at some point in time, people are going to love it. They really are. It's not a terrible set by any means. It's just it's in a weird spot where there wasn't a whole lot of hype. It was kind of thrown together for the World Championships. I think it was in Hawaii last year because they rushed to get the cards out to make them eligible for play. And then the booster bundles. I would probably take the ETBs over the booster bundles. The only reason I say that is they're both right around $6 a pack. And I think the ETBs are cooler now. They take a lot more space to store. But in my view, there should also be a little bit of a premium on those because of display value. Now, booster bundles, they've performed pretty well so far. They probably will continue to do so, but I'm not sure a little 4x4 box can really be comparable to an ETB. But anyway, I digress. So moving on, let's go to 151. So everybody and their brother loves 151. Now, there are a lot of rumors that is it going to rotate out in September. I don't think there's a snowball's chance in hell it rotates out in September. I think it's going to rotate out in April. I think we just got a massive, massive reprint of poster collections. Now, they don't do much of shit because you're getting 3 packs in them. So not much to the market. There is a ton of supply out there. But I could see another wave coming to market, hopefully booster bundles, midsummer, and then probably another one going into the holidays, December, January of next year, just to keep it out there and keep it from going through the roof. But now's really the time to start accumulating. If you haven't had product here, you're pushing $11 per pack right now. I mean, ultimately, your upside's probably 2x. $20 a pack at some point, in the next year and a half, assuming the market doesn't completely go ice cold. Now, I don't think it's going to be quite the same performance as my next favorite, and I called this one in my 2025 predictions. But Crown Zenith packs, I bought 2,500 of these for $3.25 in November. That was at the height of the Sea and Sky in Sam's Club. They're now over $10 a pack, and they're going to continue to just get shredded. Now, what's interesting, other than the fact that this isn't going to load, let me load this real quick, because the supply of these loose packs is just getting smashed. So you're down at 9,000 listed. In the last 3 months, 7,500 have sold now. Only 1,000 in the last month, and surprisingly only 500 and some on the sale the other day, the Mayhem sale. But there were 25,000 of these listed at one point in time, and this was 4 months ago. So it's gonna dry up. Now, instead of loose packs, I would probably lean toward, the booster bundles are $85. They're a little pricey. Probably the ETBs, something a little bit more sealed at this point. But this is gonna be a $20 pack. It's just gonna be. And I know, all the doomers are like, oh well, the singles and this and that. It doesn't fucking matter. This is as long as the ripping shippers don't get killed when ME101 and ME02 come out and the market starts to get much more supply than they're used to. Now, I don't see Pokemon overshooting this, quite honestly. I think they would rather err on the side of not enough product than too much, because you dump it too much and then you're risking 2+ year bear market where nobody gives a shit about your game or your IP. At the same time, you're putting out a video game, which is going to be really, really hard to smash demand going into a demand spike. So I think there's going to be a lot of product out there, and I think it is probably going to have a negative effect on rip and ship, but we'll see. We'll see. But again, at $10 a pack, your upside's probably somewhere to 151. It's probably 2x, only this product is 18 months further ahead because it's rotated out for a month. We're not going to rotate out 151 for another 11 months. So maybe it's a year ahead, but love this one. And then here's my little bonus. And it's just booster packs. So Astral Brilliant, I have Lost Origins in here because the packs are only $8, which is really, really cheap relative to the box price. But Astral, Silver, and Brilliant Stars. So these packs are all sitting between $6 and $7. With the boxes at $350 to $400, rip and ship is going to start to become a thing. Now, Astral isn't great quite yet or right now, but it's going to get there. Brilliant Stars is starting to come back, and if you guys saw my video about the pack destruction, Silver Tempest was like the 5th or 6th most packs in the last 30 days because everybody's chasing the Lugia, and this is the point in time where there are more packs out for these 3 sets. The market's absolutely flooded with them because we just got the Kanto mini tins, which have Silver Tempest, Astral Radiance. But even if we look at Silver, I just want to see how many are available. There's only 2,500 listed on here. So I don't know if people are sitting on them or what, but I think it's time. If you're going to get into the product, I would get into them. I mean, the loose packs are dirt cheap, but I mean, also the booster bundles. The booster bundles for Silver Tempest. Last I checked, these were $55. Let me see. Booster bundles is $60. So you're looking at $10 a pack. So if you're $10 a pack here, but your loose packs are sub 7, you guys can kind of see the arbitrage there. So anyway, just wanted to go through this. I thought it was super fascinating. This is really the only area that I'm focused on right now. Everything else has just gotten a little out of control. So I'm kind of hoarding cash to some extent because, when the market cools here in September through November, I just want to make sure that as supply starts to become available from distro, I'm smiling here with hat in hand, ready to take it. So anyway, guys, I hope this was entertaining. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, join the Discord, and we'll talk tomorrow. Oof.